GM. How are you guys? My name is Ali. I'm co-founder of Exo Market. And today we're going to talk about prediction markets and why they are the killer app. But before we start, I see a lot of you are on your phones, but I'm going to try to engage you a bit. So, guys, who here thinks that Bitcoin will reach 150K this year? Raise your hand. Okay, around 30% only. And who thinks we'll reach $1 million by 2023? Raise your hand. Only me, I think. All right, so that's what we call polls. And we want to talk about the difference between, how can we aggregate information into one number? What is the power of prediction market? Is prediction market gambling, or is it like a new powerful tool to find the truth, basically? But before we start, you guys could already head to exo.market and leave your prediction about the next Cosmoverse 2026 location. Will it be inside of Europe, outside of Europe? So once you sign up and you can use the code Cosmoverse, you will receive some test tokens, and you can use that to leave your prediction, and you will earn points that legally I can only tell you maybe leads to an airdrop. So here is your alpha. All right, so actually prediction markets, guys, are not new. So most of you heard of Polymarket, Kalshi. Some of the OGs here definitely heard about Augur back in 2017. That's how I actually started in prediction market. But prediction markets are very, very old. It actually goes all the way back to Greece, when people used to go to oracles, not like Chainlink oracle, more like a human being with a ball that would tell you what's going to happen in your life, and you just have to pay money, and you get that information. Oracles used to be useful, right? They were not hacked. They were just there. All right, so from the Greek times until today, we've been seeing a lot of evolve of prediction markets. So as I said, in 2017, some of you might have heard about Augur. Now, all the way forward, like Augur started to die because of all the gas fees on Ethereum. At some point, you wanted to make a prediction with like $50, you had to pay $40 in gas fees. So at some point, it just didn't make sense anymore. And most of you heard of Polymarket. On Polymarket, you could go and bet on any political event or sport event and hope that your prediction will win, so you actually earn more money. However, it goes much deeper than that. In prediction markets, for years in a row, actually 9 years in a row, prediction markets have been outperforming polls. So when I ask you about Bitcoin, will it reach this or that? This is all wishful thinking, right? If I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I would say, yes, it's going to hit $1 million, and we're all going to make it, right? But I have nothing to lose if I say this. So when we look at political events, specifically the election, in the previous election, when Kamala Harris versus Trump, every single poll out there was saying that Kamala will win the elections. It was actually around 53%, 54% in so many polls. The only place where Trump was winning was Polymarket and Kalshi, the two largest prediction markets. And that tells us something, right? Instead of wishful thinking, when you actually put your money where your mouth is, suddenly the truth comes out, right? Say, hey, who do you think will win, the Republican or Democratic? And then you were like, I'm bullish on this or not that. Now I tell you, okay, put $50. If this happens, you make $100 or you lose the $50. Suddenly your whole infrastructure will change and you will start telling the truth, right? That's what we learned from prediction markets. So the premise is very simple. It's truth on chain. So, as we said, like polls, they have not been performing as well as prediction markets, and now we're tapping into the wisdom of the crowd. All of that compromised into one number, 55%, 66%, 20%. So this one number is an aggregate of so many of informations out there. So for example, if we say, will the oil price go up tomorrow, right? It's just a simple number, but it talks about it aggregates information about wars in the Middle East, what's happening in the cabal of the oil guys, and what's going to happen in logistics and supply chain. All of this can be aggregated into one number. And the reason why prediction markets are the right tool for this, because people with information will try to leverage that information to make money, right? We are giving them a tool for that, and that's why you have the wisdom of the crowd, but not just any random crowd. It's actually the crowd that knows something about something. And that's why they have been much more accurate than polls in general. And it's actually a tool for you guys to as well utilize prediction market in so many ways. Some of you are founders of projects. You could actually use prediction market to make markets about your roadmap, about your milestones, and like query your community and talk to them about like, hey, do you guys think this will happen or that will happen? It's actually not new. Like Apple, Google, many companies already have prediction markets internally where their employees bet on the next line of product. Will we ship on time? Will this meet the deadline? And people can put their money and bet on that. And if this happens, they win back their money and they make profit. And they've been using that as a decision-making tool for them to know what's the likelihood of something shipping on time, right? Because in meetings, everyone's like, yeah, we're bullish, let's fucking go. But then, in reality, everything is delayed. So, other use cases that prediction markets can unlock is actually like insurance. So, for example, you have your company just took a loan, a massive loan. You could actually create a market about the interest rate of the loan. Say the interest rate will go up, and then you basically are hedging your position of that specific loan. So that's another use case that we see prediction markets can unlock. We have opinion markets, who here like follows KOLs on Twitter, and they say all kinds of bullshit, right? And we're like, okay, can you put your money where your mouth is? Now they can. Every time you see an influencer would say something absolutely ridiculous, you can go to Exo Market, create a market, and post it as a comment. Say, okay, if you believe it, I already put $500 that what you're saying is not going to happen. If you think it's going to happen, go put your money where your mouth is. And now that's your tool to do so. And of course, it's a much easier tool for option markets. Like, you know, everybody who trades options here, you guys are like the experts, but if you look at the public, it's so complicated. Trading is complicated. Prediction markets give you a really simple yes, no. Will this happen? Yes, no. Will that person show up? Will this person say X? Will the price of X becomes Y? All of this package of options are now being able to trade it very, very easily on any prediction market, of course, as well, including Excel market. So, in my opinion, and you guys can like fight me about this later in the break, prediction markets, they have the highest product market fit in crypto. Everything crypto was built for, prediction markets actually achieved it and utilized it. The only two applications that I see in crypto that actually made sense and they have a huge product market fit is prediction markets and payments, like, you know, stable coins, remittance, whatnot. Because that actually unlocked millions of use cases for people like, you know, who don't have access to financial markets and banking services and whatnot. Prediction markets are the next application that actually utilizes everything about crypto, everything that we've been talking about for ages, like trust and incentives. Incentives mechanisms are baked into the smart contract of prediction markets, and of course, the execution of these incentives doesn't need any trusted party. So now you could literally create market about anything, and you don't have to trust anybody. You have the truth oracle, and you have the markets that can handle that for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys, I try to leave it sweet because I know that lunch is soon and everybody could be tired, but thank you so much. If you have any question, I'll be around. You can find me with the t-shirt and we'll talk. Thank you.